Hi, welcome to the Laravel from A to Z tutorial. My name is Bruno Falcão and I'm going to be your host for the next sessions where I'm going to teach you how to use Laravel on your web development environment. On this first lesson, we are going to learn what are the requirements to use Laravel. We are going to go to the documentation of Laravel, understand what are the requirements, install them, and at the end we are going to create our first Laravel project. So bear with me and I hope you will enjoy this adventure as much as I am. So let's go to the website of Laravel and see what we have there in terms of requirements to install before using the framework. So here I have already a link here, and as you can see, if you scroll down here on this installation on the Laravel documentation, here on the left you have the documentation here, getting started, and then installation on this documentation page. You can see that it says the service requirements that you need to have, like PHP 713, OpenSSL, PDO, MBString, Tokenizer, XML. All of these are, let's say, modules that you need to have inside your PHP. Of course, PHP version for this 5.6 version is 713. And besides the other things that normally comes by default installed, or you can turn them on your web server, on your PHP extensions library. So after that, you say that it says you're installing Laravel, and it says Laravel utilizes Composer. So actually, you just need to install Composer to then start using and create your projects in Laravel. This is very simple. You install Composer, you make sure that it is on your path file, environment file on your computer, in this case the Windows computer that I'm using. And after that, you need to run this command called Composer Global Required Laravel Installer. And it installs the Laravel installer on your computer in a global way. So anywhere you can write Laravel new, like an example that is given here, Laravel new, and then the project name, and it immediately creates the folder called blog, and inside all the framework folders and files that are needed for you to run your project. Very well, so let's go step by step, and first of all, let's install Composer on your computer. So to install Composer, it's very simple. You just need to write get Composer, and after that, you go here to the left, you click on the Composer, download, and it says here download and run Composer setup.exe. You click it up, you make save on my case, it's going to open here on the left, double click, make run. It will continue to install. You can install in developer mode, it's not needed because then you cannot install it directly, so you just put next. Here you need to say where do you have your php.executable file. This is the PHP in your path, click next to it. In my case it detects, most of the cases it will detect automatically. You click next, you don't say anything about proxies to connect to the internet. Normally you don't use this on a normal configuration at your home or at your office. And you click next just to confirm everything, and you click install. So it now goes, and then it says setup has changed your environment but not all running programs, so be aware. So if you're using Composer for the first time, you need to do this and that. So actually you need to log in and log off because it registers some DLLs on your computer that then you can use it globally or wherever you are on your command line. So you can actually see your online documentation if you want. In this case, I'm just going to do finish, and I just want to make sure that you also check on your computer when you go here to the environment variables that you have Composer on your path. So when you go to environment variables, you have this path here, this variable, and you need, on my case, as you can see here, I have this C Bruno app roaming Composer vendor bin, and it's here that is my composer.executable file ready to be used. And from there on, you just need to write Composer anywhere after doing a restart on your computer, and it's available. So for instance, if I write Composer, it runs the Composer executable file that then you can, of course, install. The next step that is to install the Laravel executable. Very well, so now the next step is to install globally the Laravel installer as it says on the documentation, right? So if you go back here to the installation, you see that it says Composer global require Laravel installer. So you can actually do a copy paste, and you click enter, and it changes to the global repository, and it starts installing the Laravel installer package. So Composer, in case you don't know, it's basically a package dependency manager. So for instance, on your projects, you can use Composer to install packages, for instance, on GitHub, where then you can freely use them on your projects, and they are auto-loaded most of the times via the auto-load file from the Composer. So Laravel uses a lot this logic, and you're going to see that after installing the Laravel installer, when we create our first project, everything will be auto-loaded and ready to use on your first web application. So right now Laravel installer was installed, so it's ready to use, and all you need to do is go to your web root. So I'm just, in my case, I have a batch file here that goes immediately to my web root of my Apache server, and here you just need to do Laravel new and then let's create, for instance, a demo project. So it's going to take a while, so bear with me a bit. As you can see, it says crafting application, and then it will start installing 70 dependencies on this case to run your Laravel web application. So let's give it a moment until it finalizes, and then we can continue our lesson. In the meantime, I'm going to put here, and let's just wait a minute. And it's almost finalizing. And here we go. The Laravel application was created, all the packages were installed, and at the end it says build something amazing. So let's build something amazing. At this moment we are just going to run for the first time the Laravel and see what happens actually. So I'm now going to turn on my Sublime editor. That is the one that I use for the Laravel projects. I go to the projects and I say just add folder, and I'm going to add that demo that I just created. So it's this folder that calls demo. And as you can see, there is a lot of files here that Laravel installs. On the next sessions, we are going to pass by some of these folders to understand what they mean for and actually how our components are connected with the folders. Not on this lesson. This lesson is just, again, to run Laravel and see what happens on the screen for the first time. So how actually do you bootstrap your Laravel and use it? So after you install, of course, your Apache or PHP, and all those dependencies that you mostly already have installed on your computer, you just need to go to your demo folder that you just created, and in Laravel there is a command line called artisan. So artisan, I'm going just to run it here so you can see. If you do PHP artisan, so everything starts like this, you'll see that it shows you a lot of commands that you have here. For now, again, don't look at them as they are here. The only thing that we need to run is PHP artisan serve to actually bootstrap our server on the port 8000. You can change that port if you want later on, but for now we keep it like this. It's the normal standard 8000 port that we run. So if I go here to my computer and I run the localhost on the port 8000, it shows the Laravel page. So when you see this page and nothing else, it means that you have Laravel well configured, Laravel installed, and at least you can now start your web projects developing in Laravel. Thank you very much, and see you again on the next session. So, on this session we saw how to install Composer on your computer, and now we are going to really start the tutorial from Laravel from A to Z. We are going to learn what are models, views, controllers, middlewares, a lot of nice things that you'll see that will help you develop your web applications faster with the Laravel framework. Stay tuned and let's go for the next videos where we'll use practical examples for you to learn the tool. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next tutorial. Bye.